Very good morning. It's my great pleasure to welcome in the IIC cell, IMT College of Polytechnic, respected director sir, head of the department, Achal sir, electrical department, and team members, students, and dear faculty members. You are most welcome in this IIC cell session. Now I would like to invite Achal sir to speak few words about IIC cell. Achal sir.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning, everyone. Respected Director, sir, Dean, sir, Bhaskar, sir, Dr. C.V. Kumar, sir, Sakshi, ma'am. Institution Innovation Council, IIC, Ministry of Education, Government of India has established MOE Innovation Cell to systematically foster the culture of innovation amongst all the higher education institute. The primary mandate of MIC is to encourage, inspire, and nurture young students by supporting them to work with new ideas and transform them into prototype while they are informative years. MIC has envisioned encourage creation of institutes innovation cells across selected HEIs. A network of these IICs will be established to promote innovation in the institutes through multimedia mode, leading to an innovation promotion ecosystem in the campus. IIC has been established in 2020 in IIMT College of Polytechnic under the presidency of Dr. Bhaskar Gupta sir, Dean Academy, IIMT College of Polytechnic, Greater Noida. These are the few words about the IIC. Thank you. Over to Dr. C.V. Kumar sir.
Thank you, sir, for kind exploration about IIC cell. Now I would like to invite Sakshi ma'am to speak about the profile, speaker of the profile. Sakshi. Sakshi ma'am, voice is mute.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And good morning, respected Director, sir, Dean, sir, HOD, sir, and all faculty members. And Dr. Bhaskar Gupta, veteran academician, come research scientist, professor, and director, Nitra Technical Campus, joined IIMT College of Polytechnic as a dean and professor in December 2020. Dr. Gupta completed his bachelor degree in engineering in 2001 and master's in 2006 with honors. He completed his doctorate in signal processing area. Electronics communication has been his core area. Dr. Gupta, in his academic career spanning few more than 19 years, has taught subjects of both UG and PG in many renowned institutes like AKGC, ABES, DIT, IMS, etc. He holds a PhD degree in image processing also. Dr. Gupta wears many hats as an academic professional. His works, other than basic teaching, include publishing and presenting several papers in national and international journals, guiding impact projects, working on various state and central government sponsored projects and traveling around USA, South Korea, Oman, Afghanistan, and Dubai. On academic cum research mission in association with World's renowned universities. Notable amongst his research and development achievements are commercialization of electronic eye for blind people. In collaboration with MSME Delhi, developing UAVs in collaboration with Korean Aerospace Industries Association, South Korea working on DRDO sponsored project on robotics, completing NASCOM-based project on software-defined radio, and mentoring students for Microsoft Imaging Cup competition under software category. Mr. Bhaskar Gupta had been the director of SSITM Aligarh and BIRTM Khurja, hence having substantial exposure to administrative affairs. Besides, he is fellow member of IEEE MTT, IE, IETE, and IIRS Dehradun. He had been 4 times coordinator for IIT Delhi Virtual Lab Program and worked as nodal coordinator for IIRS ISRO Outreach Program. Presently, he is working as a president of IIC Cell, NISP coordinator, IITD Virtual Lab coordinator. He is also the coordinator for ISRO IIRS outreach programs. Thank you, sir. Over to CB, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking the profile of the guest speaker of the day. Now, without delay, I would like to invite Dr. Bhaskar Gupta, sir, the speaker of the day and innovation ambassador, Ministry of Education and Research. So now you are cordially invited for your session.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar. Thank you, Sakshi Anand ma'am, for giving introduction about me. It's an honor and privilege for me today to have got this opportunity to express my views for today's session, which is on entrepreneurship and innovation as a career opportunity. I am sure this session is going to be very informative and knowledgeable session for all the students, community, faculty, fraternity, and my dear friends from outside IIMT College of Polytechnic who have joined today's session. I am very glad to inform you all that today's session is actually being conducted under IIC 4.0 version of Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. So this activity which we are going to conduct today, this session is being organized as Q1 activity. So there are 7 to 8 activities assigned by the ministry. So today's session is one of those 7 activities, which is exclusively being conducted for both students and faculty members in IIT College of Polytechnic. So today's session is going to be very informative because I am going to discuss the various aspects of innovation, invention, entrepreneurship, and their critical relationship between these things and how we are going to exploit innovation for becoming a successful entrepreneur, particularly during COVID-19 pandemic. This was the time when many people lost their jobs. The rate of underemployment, the rate of unemployment was very high. So in order to cope up with that, the people had to choose various professions. They had to start their own business units because they were not having the jobs during that particular time. So this particular area of entrepreneurship got the boom that time. And in fact, the people were very successful in transforming their ideas into the viable products for commercialization, for profitable business. So today's session is actually going to address that particular problem only, how someone can transform, can, convert your ideas into the product. So what is the entrepreneurship? Let me just share the screen. Okay, so is my Dr. Kumar, is my screen visible? Dr. Kumar?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, it is visible.
Okay. So let me just share with you all something about entrepreneurship. I would like to tell you what the entrepreneurship is. The word entrepreneurship originates from the French word entreprendre, which means to undertake. Entrepreneurship requires a lot of efforts. Entrepreneur is an individual who is a moderate risk taker, is going to get involved in the risk, has to invest some amount of money under the conditions of uncertainty. There is no guarantee. Once any business unit is established, you are going to succeed. You are going to have a profitable business unit, because number of things are there prior to start of a business you have to undergo. Entrepreneurship is actually, is a process, is a complex process which is going to involve innovation also. So entrepreneurship is a result of innovation. So what is innovation actually, that I am going to talk about in my PowerPoint slides today. Innovation is a creation, is a generation of some novel ideas within you. Innovation is something, it's a complex process. Sometimes it becomes very difficult, even problematic to define innovation. Innovation can be defined as a combination, algebraic sum. Actually, in terms of mathematics, the commercial, you are going to commercialize something. So commercialization is there plus creativity. So innovation may be thought of as a combination of commercialization plus creativity. So creativity is very important aspect for any kind of innovation. If creativity, passion is missing inside you, you won't be able to have that kind of creativity, which is very much required for being a successful innovator, and thereby converting that innovation into a successful business. So that we are actually going to discuss today. You must be knowing, I would not like to tell you too much about it. There are many successful innovators, successful entrepreneurs around the corner. I would like to name few: Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, these are some successful innovators as well as entrepreneurs. So this we have to correlate with invention also. So invention is to create something new, which could be some new product, process, model, could be a new kind of service. So invention always requires some kind of novelty. Whereas on the contrary, innovation is something, is you are going to add something new to the existing product, existing service, existing process, or existing model. So that is called innovation. So innovation does not require any kind of novelty. It is just a change in the existing product, and that is called the innovation. So innovation and creativity are very important parameters for successful business. So let me just start with, so you must be knowing the basic differences between an inventor and an innovator. So Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, these are all successful innovators. They brought some changes into their already pre-existing products. Japan, Japan did not invent any cars or televisions, but Japan, certainly worked, they innovated on them. They worked for innovation and built world-leading companies in Japan today. Japan did not invent any television or any other, automobile industry. I'm talking about car systems, but they did some kind of innovation, and today world-leading companies are generated by Japan. You can see one more example of iPhone, Apple. Apple's iPhone, they use the same existing product, which was their mobile device. So they made some modifications in terms of user interface, Android applications. So they modified the services provided by the mobile device. So everybody is knowing they did some innovation in iPhones. So Apple became a successful innovator. If I am going to talk about successful entrepreneurs, entrepreneur means you are going to transform your business, you are going to establish your business. Entrepreneurship refers to a small business founded by a group of members, usually in order to launch any startup or business into the market. And he or she is a moderate risk taker. He or she is a passionate. Entrepreneur is having an innovative minds. They are independent minded, innovative minds. They are actually going to establish some kind of business in order to generate the profit. In today's Pradhan Mantri Modi ji has already said that we are trying to ensure that there should not be any problem related to the working capital for the budding startups in India. So many startups started in last 2 years. Some of the startups failed. Some of the startups succeeded. So there is no lack of money. There is no problem of working capital. The government of India has number of viable funding opportunities to finance your particular business venture in order to succeed in the market. I would like to tell you, there are various agencies, funding agencies, who are going to finance your budding venture, like Mudra Bank loan is there, where students are offered maximum 10 lakh rupees are granted under this particular scheme. The Startup India initiative by Ministry of Education, Atal Innovation Cell, AIC, Niti Aayog, Ministry of Skills Development and Entrepreneurship. So not just one, number of agencies are there which are ready to grant your budding, business venture. If you are having some idea, so if you have really identified some problem, so you have to analyze that problem, you have to generate your idea, and then you are going to find out, you are going to address that particular problem by creating a solution. The solution is then being validated, and number of iterations are being performed in order to refine the output or the solution to those particular addressed problems. So let me just start without taking too much of time. Let me start with my PPT right now. So entrepreneurship. So characteristics of successful entrepreneur. Everybody in today's world wants to be a successful entrepreneur. Nobody, actually the entrepreneurs are the job creators. They are not the job seekers. So the entrepreneurship can be marked with job creation rather than job seeking. So if you are really want to look out for a job creation, you need to be a good and successful innovator, and thereafter you could be a successful entrepreneur. But in order to become a successful entrepreneur, you have to have some particular traits and characteristics so that you are going to be a successful entrepreneur. So what is an entrepreneur? An individual who is going to undertake the risk associated with creating, organizing, and owning a business. So I have already discussed, you are a moderate risk taker. You are the one who has to undertake the challenges. You have to manage the things. Actually, the entrepreneur is actually a leader rather than a innovator. So you have to lead a team of members. You are going to have certain commitments. You are going to invest money, but you are not sure whether at the end of the business it is going to be profitable or not. But you have to be ready to start your own business. So if I look at the personal characteristics of successful entrepreneurs, then you are supposed to have these characteristics within you. Persistency is very much important. So what does it mean? You have to be very, very much determined. So if you are not determined, then you cannot think of starting a new business because your mind will keep on roaming here and there. So you have to focus on one particular innovative idea which you actually want to transform into the minimum viable product for commercialization into the market. You have to be very creative. Creativity is very important parameter in order to create some innovativeness in your work. So creativeness is very important, one of the important parameters, my dear students. If the creativity is missing, you cannot think of being a successful innovator, because the successful innovation requires positive creativity. You have to be very responsible. You have to be inquisitive. Inquisitive refers to the curiosity to know about others, what other people are doing. If you are really not inquisitive, you are not worried about what other people are doing, what our neighboring countries are doing in that particular area, then you won't be able to refine your product or your service or your process or any kind of business model which you want to make use of for successful business. You must be goal oriented. Yes, so it must be outcome based. So you have to define the outcomes also. Once the business unit is established and you are not achieving that mentioned outcome, then it is not said to be goal-oriented approach. So of course, the goals have to be defined once the problem has been identified. You have to be the independent worker. Nobody is going to support you because you are the budding entrepreneur. Only your friends, some of the relatives, your mother, father, siblings are going to support you. No angel investors are there. No venture capitalists are there. Some crowdfunding might be there in order to support your business financially. But what I would say, once your idea is very pertinent and relevant, there are many angel investors available in the incubator units. There are many incubation units in our IIMT also. We do have incubation unit where number of startups have already graduated. So if you have some relevant idea, you can come out with your relevant proposal that you can then apply as a startup in the established incubators or pre-incubators, where your ideas will be incubated so that a successful startup is going to be graduated. Then thereafter, your idea will undergo accelerators in order to accelerate your performance of the startup. Usually the startups, once established, don't have to pay any tax. It is non-taxable actually, up to 3 years. There is no inspection also by Government of India or Income Tax Department. So a lot of funding is there. Seed funding is done by most of the incubators along with the mentorship. So mentorship is also provided to the young startups in order to get them mature. So you have to be the independent. Nobody is going to support you. Self-confident. Yes, self-confidence is very much important, and you are the moderate risk taker. Any entrepreneur in the beginning is a risk taker. You don't have to think about the profits. You just, invest your money, whatever the minimum capital is required for the investment. Keep working, try to bridge the gap between the academia and the industry, collaborate with industry, go for customer satisfaction survey and collect the feedback from those people and do perform some iterations and try to refine your product or the pre-existing service in the market. Otherwise, your startup will fail and you won't be able to succeed further. What are the skills needed by a successful entrepreneurs? You have to certain skill sets are there which any entrepreneur must possess. So which are those skills required for being a successful entrepreneur? Your interpersonal skills. I am actually going to talk about communication skills must be good enough. You must be able to communicate properly, both written and verbal skills I am talking about. Human relation skills, I have already discussed. Any budding entrepreneur is a good leader. You are not a job creator, but prior to a job creator, you have to be a very good leader. So you should know how to manage. That is called empathy. You have to empathize others. You have to understand others. What are their problems? You have to coordinate with your team members so that you are going to take it to the greater heights. So you need to have that particular capacity, ability, and aptitude in order to promote entrepreneurship in the market. You should have mathematical skills, definitely, problem-solving approach, decision-making skills. You have to decide. You are the leader of the team. You have to convince your members for a particular problem. You have to take your own decisions. You must have technical skills. You must have basic business skills. I'm not saying you must have some previous experience in business, but you must have some idea about business related parameters. So entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurial process. So we are going to understand. We have already understood what is entrepreneurship, and I have already discussed entrepreneurship is a very complex process. Actually, I would say converting your knowledge into wealth is a part of entrepreneurship. So you are actually going to convert your knowledge into the wealth. So that is the process, and somehow very problematic to define it sometimes. So let me just differentiate between entrepreneurship versus entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurship is a process, the process of starting and running your own business. Once you are going to start your business, so that is the process. So entrepreneurship is a process of starting the business. This involves a considerable amount of risk. Entrepreneurship has involved extensive amount of risk because you have to work under pressure. You are not, peer pressure is there. You don't even know whether your business venture is going at height or not. But you have to work with that aptitude. So what is an entrepreneur is an individual who undertakes the risk associated with creating, organizing, and owning a business. So an entrepreneur means you are the moderate risk taker, you are the manager of your business. You have to think about your business model, which business model would be good for your business. Actually, if you go for a successful business, you must have some design thinking also. And there are very important steps in any design thinking, which actually starts for defining a problem. First, you need to define a problem. Once a problem has been defined, you are going to generate your idea after the problem identification. Once your idea has been generated, analysis has been done, you are going for a working prototype. If your working prototype is ready, you need to evaluate the performance of the process or the product or the prototype. So that comes under the testing procedures. So after the testing, you are coming to know, okay, my working prototype is now ready, and now I am going to launch my startup or my business into the market. So that is about entrepreneurs. So which are those 5 steps of entrepreneurial process? I would like to reiterate: discovery. And my dear students, I would like to tell you, you have to be very careful. Once your product is developed by you, once you are ready with your innovative design, you have to go for IPR security also. You have to protect your intellectual property in terms of patent, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, geographical indications, and so many varieties are there. So discovery is there, and discovery is not patentable, my dear friends. Any scientific theory, discovery, playing game, developing some business, these things are not patentable. So it could be some discovery. So discovery cannot be protected. Concept development. So you have to be ready with the proof of concept. Once you have developed some idea, you must have that ready proof for that particular concept. Resourcing must be there. Actualization, you are going to actualize the developed things. And in the last, harvesting comes into the picture. I'm not going to harvest thing about the crops, but it is in the context of the business. Once a successful business has been established, so harvesting starts. You are now going, this is the stage where now you are going to generate some profit. Your business is going to be profitable. So that is the meaning of harvesting, the context of the business. So step 1 is the discovery, the stage in which the entrepreneur generates ideas. This is the stage when you are going to generate your idea. You are going to exploit the opportunities. You want entrepreneurship as a career option, actually. So you have to work, you have to exploit the opportunities. You have to find out the gaps, the things which are actually missing in the market. You have to identify, suppose some toy product is available from the China, then you want to commercialize the same product. So you can make some innovative, you can make some innovations in that product in terms of its design, in terms of its working, in terms of its efficiency. So different ways are there. I do remember one old proverb by Thomas Edison. He said there are a number of ways to change it, but you have to find it out. So these are the words from Thomas Edison, who was an inventor. He said there are a number of ways around us, around the corner. You can change it, but you have to find it out. Which is the right way to change its design, to make it innovative product, to make it innovative process, or an innovative design. So yes, designs are patentable. So you can change the design. You can also protect your design by filing patent application with the Indian Patent Office. So however, the patents in India, the term is of 20 years only from the date of filing patent applications. So entrepreneurs consider the following things: hobbies or skills. So skills means your aptitude. You can convert your hobby also into a business. Consumer needs, I have already discussed. You need to identify which are the consumer needs. You have to identify whether this product is already available in the market or not. If it is already available, what can you do? What innovations can be made related to its design or different other parameters which are patentable? Conduct surveys. You must undergo through customer satisfaction surveys, market surveys. You must have some little bit knowledge about business economics. I'm not saying you have to be a great economist. but you have some little bit knowledge about business economics. Questionnaires are there in the form of the Google form. You can prepare the Google forms. You can give it, you can distribute among the different consumers, variety of consumers, and then you can get back their feedback. You can perform number of iterations to get your product refined. Study demographics. So demography is also very important. In which particular age group, in which particular area you're going to sell your product. So where you have to identify demography wise. So step 2 is the concept development. So concept development is very important part for any kind of business. So prior to the start of the business, you have to develop a proper business plan is there, must be there. Proper business model you have to choose. I do remember one business model canvas. So BMC, business model canvas can be chosen. So that model is being used by you during your business. So a detailed proposal must be there, which must have your business idea. You have to choose a particular location for the business. It must not be like that. Suppose already in Delhi, there are so many markets pre-existing. So already so many products are available. So you have to go geographically also. You have to identify that particular area around you where less number of products are available and very few competitors are there. Because if you are really going to think of establishing business in nearby area like Greater Noida, NCR, where we are presently living, you have to face a number of challenges because so many competitors are there. So you have to struggle a lot in order to commercialize your product. Decide yourself if the idea will need a patent or a trademark. So I have already discussed a number of times in the previous sections that your research, your invention must be patented. If it comes under the patent, you can go for trademark, copyright, trade secrets, and whatever it is. So ultimately, you are going to protect your work with the Indian Patent Office. Resourcing, the step 3, the stage in which the entrepreneur identifies and acquires the financial, human, and capital resources needed for the venture, startup, etc. So it means resourcing means prior to the start of any business, my dear students, you have to find out from where you are going to get funding support, because you need to have some working capital before starting any business. You must have some other kinds of resources. So I have already discussed number of angel investors are there in the market. In fact, I will be sharing that particular list of angel investors who can invest in your business for some time, and in return they are expecting some financial gains also out of your business. So you have to identify who are those people who are going to finance your business venture. So entrepreneurs actually going to contemplate the following things. Identifying potential investors. You have to identify. You can also apply for Mudra Bank loan. You can apply in Atal Incubation Cell, Niti Aayog. You can go to Government of India. Skill Development Ministry is there, where you can have some financial assistance. You have to hire the employees also once you are going to establish a small business, because you need many people in order to get your work completed on time. Actualization, how actually we are going to do actualization. This is the stage in which the entrepreneur operates the business. You are now going to operate your business, and you are going to utilize resources, available resources with you to achieve your goals or objectives. So before starting any business, students, you have to define your goal, your outcomes and objectives of your business. Once you have successfully defined your goals, then only you are going to define your missions. Once mission is a path. So once you should have a broader vision. In order to accomplish that particular broader vision, you have to define a particular path which you have to follow. So missions are actually those paths which are going to take you to your desired destination in order to achieve your goals and objectives defined before starting the business. So grand opening of the business, of course, you have to be ready for a grand opening of your business in the beginning. Day-to-day operations of the business, you have to get involved in day-to-day business operations. What is going on in your business? Step 5 is about harvesting. Harvesting is all about the generation of profits. To make your business profitable, then only you are going to harvest something. If no more crops are grown in the field, what are you going to harvest? So this is somewhat related to your hard work, your passion, your dedication towards your work. If, for example, you have worked for around 6 months for your business and you did not focus, you were not focused, you were not persistent, you were not determined about your goals and objectives, which you decided in the beginning of the project, then of course, I am sure, damn sure, you are not going to harvest anything in the last. So you have to be very focused, you have to be very initiative, determined, and you have to be a very hard worker. If you are going to work very hard, then definitely in the last you are going to earn something, your business is going to be profitable, you are going to earn a lot of wealth, and that way you will be able to transform your knowledge into wealth. Entrepreneurs consider the following things: future plans for the business, expansion. You have to expand your business. You have to explore the things. Actually, you are the explorer. You are an innovator. You have to explore. You have to decide. Which way you have to expand your business. It's a multi-dimensional thing. Actually, in different dimensions, you can explore your project. Yes, your company to change the structure. So these are the things. So you are going to make your business profitable. Starting your business. Understand the procedures. Whenever you are planning to start your own business, you need to understand some basic policies, procedures, and requirements for starting a business. It is not like that some idea just came in your mind and you are immediately thinking of that I will start a business. Certainly that kind of business is going to fail. So once your idea is generated by you, you have to understand that you have to sit all together with some people from the industries and academia in order to discuss about the policies and procedures required for starting any business in the beginning. So please be careful when you are going to start any business. Kindly discuss with your mentors, senior faculty members, the people from the industry. Yes, sir, I do have this particular plan and idea which I want to, commercialize. So that way you can start your business. So which are those things for starting a business? You have to develop a business plan. You have to acquire the finances. Finances means you have to arrange the money for starting your business, your working capital at least. You have to meet the legal requirements are also there. You cannot start business directly into the market. So prior to start of any business, you need to get your firm registered under private limited company, limited liability partnership firm, or as a proprietor, or as a single party firm. So different varieties, categories are there under which you need to register your firm, and then you can start the operations actually. So you have to develop a business plan. A business plan is a detailed proposal that is going to describe a new business. So business plan is a detailed proposal which is going to discuss about your new business, because you are going to start a new business. So business plans are presented to potential investors and lenders. So you are having so many investors who are going to invest your business. Lender bank would be your lender from which you have actually taken the Mudra Bank loan. So you have to present your plan to the lenders also and your potential investors also. If you have not presented your plan to your lender, to your the person investor who is investing in your business, and suppose your business fails, then you could be in a problem, in a traumatic situation. Most business plans are 30 plus pages. It has been observed that most of the successful business plans are 30 plus pages. So you have to try to keep your detailed plan minimum of 30 pages. So that not less than that. Otherwise, you won't be able to explain too much. So purpose. So we all know the purpose of any business plan is to obtain the financing, which could be from the banks, potential lenders, or angel investors. Helps organize and analyze data critical to new business. With the help of business plan, yes, you will be able to organize the things, you can analyze the data, which would help you in the development of a successful business plan. Startup proposal. So once you are ready with your business plan, you can now think of starting of your own startup. So you can go for startup proposal, and later on your startup can be incubated by the incubators or pre-incubator units. Components of a business plan, if I look at executive summary, it consists of, so usually your business plan must consist of summary. Product and service plan, it must have your product. Whether you are going to develop a new product, you are going to make changes in the pre-existing services, or is it a process? Management team plan, so who will be the members of your management team? You have to discuss in your business plan itself for a successful business. So executive summary, your product, whether you are going to have an innovative product, innovative service, and your management team of the business plan. Industry market analysis, you have to go for customer satisfaction surveys, because you have to look for the competition also, demographic information, geographic information, and some previously available economic data to be surveyed prior to the preparation for a particular business plan. Operational plan, how are you going to operate the things on the basis of the feedback received from this. Organizational plan, so you are going to have some employment policies you have to define, management personnel you have to, it should be a team of certain members which have to look after the different activities in your business plan. Because you cannot handle the business alone. You have to make a team of some members who are going to be a member of your management team. If you look at the components of a business plan, I would say let it be a marketing plan describing how the business will make its customers aware of its product. You should be ready with a viable marketing plan. How are you going to address the problem of your customers or consumers in the market? Ultimately, your product must be acceptable to your consumer. If any product developed by you is not acceptable by consumer, then your business will lead to the failure. So proper market strategies must be used in order to go in a proper market. You have to identify your market, in which market your product will be launched. Yes, definitely you have to work towards your growth also. So growth plan must be ready with you, and financial plan. So in the beginning, you may get some working capital, financial things from angel investors, but later on, suppose your business fails, the angel investors will be knocking your door, and they might ask that return my money back because your business failed. So your financial plan must be very agile. So if agility is there in your financial plan, then even if in case of some big loss, financial loss, you will be able to cope up with your losses and you can manage somehow. Finance the business, you have to identify the potential investors who are going to invest in your business. Let me have few examples. Your family and friends may give you some money for starting your business. Some other businesses, successful businesses, may take interest in your business because you are having an innovative idea. Some employees may also invest money in particular business. Not just this, you can also apply for loans in the banks, some other Government of India grants for financial assistance. So I have already discussed about Mudra Bank loan, so offering up to rupees 10 lakhs easily to the young entrepreneurs. Legal environment also we have to keep in mind, so I have already told you. So you cannot simply think of developing a product. Once you have incorporated your business in terms of say limited liability firm or a private or public limited company, so definitely you are coming under the government policies. So income tax will also be there, different other laws are also there, different contracts will be there. So entire legal framework will be there which you have to follow as per the guidelines of Government of India. GST will also be added, you are already knowing. So you have to invest something else in legal for implementation of the legal framework for your business model. How can you protect your business once an innovative product or service has been developed by you? So you can protect your intellectual property. Intellectual property refers to which arises from your own intellect, from your own intelligence. So that actually needs to be protected around the world. And that can only be done to secure your intellectual property under patent filing, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets. So this way you are going to protect your work. And I would like to tell you, suppose you are going to get your design patented, industrial design I am talking about, under the utility patents. The patents are usually utility patents, design patents, and some plant patents. So you have to be very careful about your patents. Once your patent is going to expire, patent would not be able to protect your design. And that time your invention goes in the public domain without infringing. I am not saying you are going to infringe the copyright or patent, but this research, that particular design goes into the public domain. Public would be able to exploit your invention without infringing the copyright or the patent associated with that industrial design. So you can protect, yes, your designs, your inventions, your ideas with the help of trademarks, patents, and copyrights. Here I have given you some information, some link, www.uspto.gov/trademarks/basics/trade. So this is the link where you can go and you can find out more information about it if you are interested. So that's my last slide. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to express my views in the capacity of Innovation Ambassador, Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, and President, Institutions Innovation Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the kind exploration about the IIT and entrepreneurship development forum. Sir, there is one question from
Yes.
participant side.
Your voice is not audible.
Sir, there is a question from participant side, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What can be the best plan for the small investors?
What could be the base plan for
the small investors?
small investors? Wait a minute. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is about small investors means I have already talked about they are the angel investors. They are looking for some innovative ideas in which they can invest the money. So investor is one which is always going to invest something in some innovative project. If having a discussion with the innovator, if innovator is finding I will not get any kind of profit or it is not a profitable business, so an investor is not going to invest. So any base investor has to find out some innovativeness in that product or service which is to be commercialized. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to request director.
Dr. Kumar, your voice is not very audible.
I would like to request director, sir, if any question is there.
आप कुछ मत बोलना.
Yeah, Achal sir, is there any question?
Bhaskar sir,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have one question.
Yes.
Sir, which business is best, business to grandfather or a new business as an entrepreneurship?
No, see, normally under entrepreneurship is refers to the starting of a new business. So if any business is there which is being looked after by grandparents, that could be
Yes.
successful or unsuccessful. But entrepreneurship is a new business only, so which is started by budding entrepreneurs. So this is about new things only, new business units.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for query. Director, now I would like to request director, sir, for vote of thanks to our guest speaker.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Sir, you are requested for vote of thanks.
I think Dr. C.P. Kumar's session is complete from Dr. Bhaskar Gupta.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So any question answer session?
Yes, sir. Question answer session has been done, sir. If any query is there, if any question, sir, please.
No, there is no query from my side. So I would like to thank Dr. Bhaskar Gupta, Dean Academic IMT College of Polytechnic, and the President of IIC Cell for having such wonderful sessions. The session was very knowledgeable, and I think the student will learn so many things about the startups and the ideas given by Dr. Bhaskar Gupta sir. So I thanks to Dr. Bhaskar Gupta sir that you deliver a very wonderful talk on this session. I also congratulate and thanks to the department, electrical engineering, head of the department, Mr. Achal Kumar sir and team for organizing such a wonderful sessions for the students of IMT College of Polytechnic. I give a thanks to each and everyone who are present here, Dr. C.V. Kumar, Sakshi Rana, and the once again the web team who always give us a very full support for the conduction of the webinars, online sessions, whenever required. So I thanks to complete web team for giving the full support during the sessions. Last but not least, I also give my thanks to all the students and faculty members who attended the sessions throughout the session. They were present and they asked very nice questions and answers. So I hope that session is very fruitful and will be useful for our students and faculty members in future. Thanks to everyone. Thank you all.
Thank you so much sir, for the both of you. Now officially I announce closure. Thank you.